right. Hello. How are we? I hope that we're doing good today. I hope that we're taking care of ourselves. This is definitely one of my most anticipated videos ever. So I'm gonna just get right into it. So you see the title. I promise you this is the last ever video that you will ever need on meditation, okay? After this video, you do not need to click on another one, okay? I'm gonna teach you what it is. I'm gonna teach you why you need to do it. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. So watch from the beginning to the end so you can get a proper understanding so you're not looking lost. What is meditation? How do I do it? Chill. I got you. I promise. And yes, I'm doing it with the bonnet on, okay? So lock in. Lock in. All right. So part one. We got what is meditation? How you spell it? I think that's how you spell it. Boom. So what is meditation? Well, let me explain it to you, okay? So I'm gonna tell you, first of all, I'm gonna tell you what it isn't. Because this is what people think it is. Robes, being bald. I can't spell today. Being bald. What's another thing that it's not? Oh, it's not screaming Om. Now, don't get me wrong, saying Om is good, but I'm not gonna, that's an advanced form of meditation that modern society has created this stereotype of what meditation is. You do not have to Om, like you don't have to do that. You can, and I'll teach you about a better practice of it later, but as of right now, this is not what it is. You do not need to have a robe, you don't need to be bald, you don't have to be a monk, you don't gotta be any of those things. You don't even have to be vegetarian or vegan. You can, like, don't get me wrong, you can, but do you need to do those things in order to properly meditate? No, it's a lie. You can be Christian, you can be anything, you can believe in anything, you can do whatever you have to do and have your mindset and eat whatever you want to eat. You can still properly meditate and properly get a good meditation session in, okay? Boom. So that's what it's not, okay? Hold on, where's my pocket? Look at it. So boom. Now what is it actually? Dang, this is not wiping down the way I thought it would. All right, bear with me, guys. It's kind of an old whiteboard. So what is it actually? Actually, it is, boom, being aware of your thoughts. Boom, it is actually being able to focus. Being able to focus. It is being able to sit down and breathe. You're literally just sitting down and breathing. You're sitting down here. Our job do meditating. So boom. Okay, that does not look right, but y'all gotta trust the process. This is a person. Get your head out of the gutter. That's a human being, okay? They're sitting down, they're meditating. That is all you're doing, you know what I'm saying? Sitting down, crisscross applesauce, breathing, okay? So you're literally just, what is meditation? It's being somebody who can focus on their thoughts, or being aware of the thoughts, being somebody who can sit down and breathe, being someone who can just be. Don't try to be anything. Just be. Realize that you are the watcher of the thoughts. You are the watcher of the emotions. You are the watcher. You are not the thing that is. you are aware of the thing that is. You are a human, you are a multidimensional being having a human experience, not the other way around. Okay? You are a soul before you are a body. And this is what meditation teaches you. Or in other words, this is what meditation reminds you. Because if you really start remembering who you are and what you are, you realize that this was already embedded in your code, in your DNA. You knew before you incarnated back on this earth, or for all of my first timers here, before you got here for the first time, you knew that there was something deeper than this human blood vessel. And guess what? When we pass on, our soul lives. Our body doesn't, but our soul does. Okay? So remember that. I don't want to mess up your head too much, but this is pretty much what meditation is. Okay? Now, part 2. Actually, I'm going to keep little bro here. I need y'all to look at this because this is fire. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Maybe it's because I'm using a microfiber. Maybe that's why. All right. Why choose meditation? Why? What is the reason? Okay, boom. I know what meditation is. I've heard of it, but why is it so important? So many benefits, okay? Scientific benefits, such as your focus improves drastically. Science has said that meditation can literally single-handedly reduce stress and anxiety. Do you know why it can do that? The reason why it can reduce or even eradicate stress and anxiety is because you are forced to be in the present moment. When you're breathing and focus on your breath, there's no time for you to think about the future, and there's no time for you to think about the past. Spoiler alert for those of you who don't know this already, most mental illness and most problems mentally stem from either being too far in the future, hence anxiety, or too far in the past, hence depression. When you are right here, right now, truly, there is no space for you to think about the future. There's no space for you to stress about the future or have fear, because fear is easily and simply just false evidence appearing real, okay? False evidence can only appear real when you give it the space and you give it the time to think about it. Stop thinking about things that aren't real and relying on things that aren't true. Those are, obviously, that's easier said than done. I get it. But meditation is a step in the right direction for all of my people who are dealing with anxiety, who are dealing with a lot of stress, who are having a lot of things going on. Meditation is definitely the first step. It's not the end all be all, but it's the first step in the right direction. Boom. So it improves focus, it reduces stress and anxiety. And when you reduce stress and anxiety, it enhances performance. And this is in almost anything you can think of. Athletes use meditation, readers use meditation, scientists meditate, writers, I mean, the list goes on. So many different people in different avenues, actors, anybody honestly in the entertainment industry, anybody who genuinely and like willingly, consistently practices meditation usually always do better than the ones who don't, because you have to understand something. If everything is 90% mental, right? Everything is mental. If everything is already 90% mental, why would you not find a vehicle to help you create and take control of the 90% of your life? If everything outside of your mind is only 10%, then wouldn't you want to make sure that you're in control of this all the time? Let me just add one more. Your emotions are more stable. For all of my emotional human beings out there, when you meditate, I'm not going to say that you become less emotional, but I am going to say that those emotions that you do have become a lot easier to bear. They become a lot easier to handle, a lot easier to understand, because when you meditate, you get to realize that you do not have to identify with the emotions. Now you can. Do I recommend it? Not really. But you don't have to identify with these emotions, because you are literally allowing yourself to take a step away from the emotions. You're allowing yourself to take a step away from how you feel and from how you think you feel and how you think you are. You, instead of saying I'm sad or I'm angry or I am mad, say I am experiencing sadness. I am experiencing anger. You feel how powerful that is? Instead of saying I am depressed or I have depression, or, not saying that it ain't real. It's very real. But when you change the way that you look at things, your life changes. I am experiencing depression. I am experiencing anxiety. I am experiencing happiness. You allow yourself to detach. Helps you detach. When you detach from not only emotions and not only, certain moods, but from anything, from people, from places, from materialistic possessions, when you study the art and the law of detachment, you realize that the step one into detachment is meditation. Meditation teaches you, boom, take off this, take off that, take off the clothes, take off the name brands, take away the money that's in your pocket, take away your partner, take away your ex, take away all of these things around you, and what are you left with? The soul. Is the soul being fed? Because there's only two ways that you can feed the soul. It's through God and through meditation. So this is my take on why you need to choose it. I think it is the most important self-improvement. Like, if there's nothing that you take away from anything that I've ever said on this channel, whether it's your first time seeing me or your 100th time seeing me, if there's anything that you take away from anyone and anything on this platform, on what everybody's speaking about when it comes to self-improvement, it is that you need to meditate. I don't care if you're going to the gym, bro. I don't care if you're eating Goldie gummies. I don't care if you're taking prebiotics. I don't care if you're doing hour-long stretches. I don't care about any of that stuff. If I had to tell you one thing, if you could only do one thing that was going to help you in this life, it would be to meditate. It would be to meditate, okay? That is how passionate I am about this, because this has single-handedly changed my life. It single-handedly changed the way I thought, and I know exactly how I act when I don't meditate, and I know exactly how I act when I do. I took a long time away from meditation. Like, when I was a kid, I started meditating when I was 15 years old. I meditated from 15 consistently all the way up until like 18. 3.5 years. And from 18 to 19, I low-key took a break from meditation, and I noticed the difference. And me being 20 now, I just got back into it not too long ago. So you can even say from 18 to 20, honestly. Meditate. Treat this like breathing. That's how important it is. That's how important it should be. All right, for all you guys who skipped to this part of the video, I'm not mad at you. You probably already know what meditation is. You probably already know why you should do it, but you just probably don't have a proper understanding on how. Because most of the videos, I did my research. Most of the people on meditation, especially the popular videos, they don't really like teach meditation correctly, which is really stupid to me, because like, it's not hard to teach, but no hatred to them. I know they're trying their best out here. I'm trying my best too. Wicked little bro. She's trying his best out here. That's all that matters, right? All right. Boom. how to meditate. So how do we do this? I've been talking about it for God knows how long. How exactly do we do this? All right, well, one, I'm gonna teach you this main thing. Now there's multiple, like there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different ways to meditate, right? But I'm just gonna teach you about 4 different ways. There are 4 different ways, all right? Boom. So the first one we have is the one I'm gonna teach you guys today, which is breath. I'm gonna just call it breathing meditation. This, in my opinion, is the most basic, beginner-friendly one that I still practice to this day, meditation. I think it's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. It's doable, right? All right, the second one we have is body sensations meditation. Now, this one is very popular for my guided meditation people out there. If you ever look up a video on guided meditation, I might make one, maybe not, I don't know, they're kind of awkward to me, but if pretty much these ones is where you sit down and your main focus is you just focus on the sensations on your body. So you focus on your arms and when you feel tingles in your legs and you focus on the physical characteristics of yourself and of your body, which is pretty dope. You know, like it does help you become more stable and stuff like that. The third one I have, and this is probably like the second most popular one, I call it mindfulness meditation. Now, mindfulness meditation is where you are actively doing something, whether that's going on a walk, whether that is writing a book, whether that is coloring or journaling, or anything that requires you to be present, but so present that you don't have the time to think about anything else. You're so just present in the moment. This is usually a byproduct of other meditations. So usually when you do this meditation, when you do something you love, you become more mindful with the things that you're already doing. You know, this is how some people are. You ever heard of the flow state? Well, the flow state is simply someone being 100% mindful of what they're doing and they're flowing. Like nothing can stop them. Like a lot of people hit their flow state when they're playing table tennis, the ones who are really good, or when they're playing real tennis, or pretty much any sport. You ever, like Steph Curry, for example, you know them days where he's just hooping and he can't miss a shot? Kush, kush, kush. Like that is his flow state. That, I promise you, Steph Curry meditates. The way that he plays basketball, I promise you that man meditates. Or Michael B. Jordan, you know, when he's acting and when, you know, when it looks like he's killing these roles, I promise you that man meditates. I'm sure there's a video of him talking about meditation somewhere on the internet. I promise you both of those people meditate, and many, many, many more people meditate. So breathing, body sensation. Which one am I forgetting? I'm forgetting one. She's gonna mess with me now. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, my bad, I'm tripping. And the last one I have, which is honestly, probably when it comes to manifestation, probably the most effective one for specifically looking to manifest and attract things. I call this one the love/compassion meditation. Now, the reason why I consider this one the strongest one for quote unquote manifesting or quote unquote attracting what you want to attract is because love, compassion, and I'm going to add a third one, gratitude. Those are the strongest frequencies on this planet, okay? I believe that the strongest and the most highly, just the most highly energetic beings on this planet function on love. They function on gratitude. They function on compassion. They function on genuine realness, genuine kindness, genuine care. So when you are meditating on the frequency of love and the frequency of kindness and compassion, you're letting the world know and you're letting God know, boom, I am okay with where I am. I am in abundance. I love where I am. I love who I am and I love what I'm doing. When you function at a frequency of that level, everything around you becomes magnetic. You become able to attract pretty much anything and anyone that you want because you're letting the world know, I already have it. Let me break it down to you. A lot of people that you see, whether they're, athletes or YouTubers or a lot of people who do certain things, it all comes back to only a couple reasons. A lot of people are in pursuit of becoming rich, or they're in pursuit of getting nice cars, or even having a whole bunch of girlfriends or stuff like that because they want to feel love. They want to feel compassion. They want to feel gratitude. And they're doing this thing where they're creating a mental barrier. They're saying, I cannot feel love until I have this thing. I cannot feel gratitude. I cannot feel compassion. I cannot feel these emotions until I have this certain thing. Well, let me break it down for you. When you cut the BS and when you cut the boundaries and when you cut all of those mental obstacles that you created for yourself and go straight to the source, which is you, because the kingdom of heaven is within you, you realize, oh, I didn't need to get this in order for me to get love. I didn't need to become a millionaire or a billionaire for me to get love. I didn't need to get here or do this or do that in order for me to feel love. I can already feel love. I just have to allow myself to feel it. And meditation, specifically compassion meditation, teaches you the source is already here. A lot of people that you're gonna meet in this world have the game flipped in reverse. They think, oh, get the car, get this, make this happen, make this money, and then boom, meditate, feel love, and then die. It's like, no, you want to feel love first. You want to get the compassion and become in nothing but in love with yourself first, and then focus on getting the things that you want. Because what you're going to realize is half of the things that you thought you wanted, you didn't even want. You just wanted to feel loved. You just wanted to feel better about yourself. You get what I'm saying? I hope you do. I think you are. If you're still watching, you definitely get what I'm saying. So with that being said, there's a lot of different ways to meditate. But you see how all of these arrows are pointing back to this one? I notice when you focus on this one, breathing meditation, the other ones fall back into place. These ones are usually a byproduct of this one right here. Because your breath is the most important thing on this entire planet. Without your breath, you cannot live. Every day you breathe. All right. Sorry for the jump cut. Just realized that a part of my video is not recording, so I'm gonna just say what I said again. So like I said, without breathing meditation, nothing else matters, okay? Because that is the beginner friendly, that is how you get into it. After that, all of the other meditations, they fall into place, low-key. They fall into place. So how do you do that specifically? Well, as you can see, I already wrote it. I'm just gonna write right here, breathing meditation. Breathing med, okay? Boom. So you're gonna sit down, you're gonna get a timer, you're gonna go to a comfortable environment, and you are going to relax. Now, optional, you can have headphones, listen to some 432 hertz meditation. I'll make a video on what that means in a moment, but not right now. But sit down. You're gonna be like my homie right here. You know what I'm saying? My homie right here. You're gonna sit down for 5 minutes, okay? You're gonna close your eyes. You're gonna focus on your breathing. You're gonna breathe through your nose. You're gonna just like that, okay? Now this is what's gonna happen. The first 30 seconds, you're gonna feel very, very stupid. You're gonna say, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is dumb. It's like a universal thing. You're gonna feel dumb. Just because you feel dumb does not mean you stop. You keep going. Do not stop just because you feel dumb, okay? The second thing, first minute in, after the 30 seconds, you are going to start having the most random, weird thoughts that you probably ever had. Or whatever you were thinking about before you started meditating is going to reappear. So if you were thinking about food, you're going to think about food. If you're thinking about money or whatever you think about, I don't know who you are, but I know who you are. You know what I'm saying? You're going to think about these things, all right? Do not judge yourself. Do not look around like, oh my gosh, like, what am I thinking about? Oh my God. Let it happen, okay? Let it happen. Because the next thing is you're going to accept it. You're going to accept what's going on. And this is the most important thing. You're going to build a relationship. What does that mean, to build a relationship? What it means is you have two minds, not one. You have your conscious mind, which is the one watching this video, and then you have this thing called a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is the patterns. It's the things that you think about on a daily basis. It's the things that you have been embedded into you since you were a child, since you were an infant. Maybe you thought or learned these things at school. These are reoccurring thoughts. These are reoccurring things. Those come out when you meditate. Your subconscious comes out when you meditate. So those thoughts that you've been having, they're constantly going through your brain. Meditation is the first chance that you get to actually look at it for what it is, instead of ignoring it and distracting it with other things, okay? So you're going to accept that. That's what your subconscious mind is. I'm sorry, bro. If you don't like it, change it. That's what meditation's for. And then after that, you're going to think about it. You're going to accept it. And what are you going to do? You're going to go right back to breathing. You're going to go right back to breathing, okay? Understand that. You're going to feel weird. You're going to sway away. As soon as you sway away and you realize you're swaying away, okay, I'm swaying away. Hold on, let me get back to it. See? Now you're back. And it's going to become a cycle. As you can see, I wrote, it's going to cycle. So you're going to go back to the first part where you feel dumb, the second part where you're having random thoughts, and then boom, you're going to go back to breathing. And you're going to continue to do this and continue to do this until the 5 minutes is up. After the 5 minutes is up, you can stop. You see this right here? You can stop, okay? Now, I need you to understand this very important thing. This is simple, but it's not easy. I repeat, this is simple, but it's not easy. You have to look at meditation like hitting the gym. You have to look at meditation like working on a part of yourself that hasn't been worked on before. Your brain is a muscle. You can't just go bench until 25. Just like the same way, you can't just go meditating for an hour. You have to work your way up. 5 minutes, and then 6 minutes, and then 10, and then 15, 20, and then maybe an hour. It takes time. There's no rush. There is no perfect destination. This is a lifelong thing that you should do, okay? So just to bring it all back, if there's one thing that I had to tell you, gun to my head, what is the only thing that I can teach you guys when it comes to meditation, or when it comes to self-improvement, it would be to meditate. Before you think about hitting the gym, before you think about buying these probiotic gummies, ashwagandha, black seed oil, and sea moss, and all of these things, meditate. Before you think about having an alkaline diet and going vegan and meditate. That starts it all. That allows you to create a foundation that cannot be broken. So, I hope this video helps. I hope you had fun watching this, because I definitely had fun making it, except for the fact that my dang camera cut off. But other than that, I really do hope this could have helped somebody. That's all that matters to me. If this helped you, and you want really genuine, personalized help, I have one-on-ones where I will walk you through meditation catered to you. I will walk you through self-improvement catered to you. And you can pretty much talk about whatever you want. We can chop it up, it can work, we can get some stuff done. Link in bio, DM me on Instagram, DM me on TikTok, comment on YouTube. Yeah.